Sweet. Face detection, engage. What's happening, everybody? We're getting through the day, and I was curious on what to do a video about. And I was reading on the internet this afternoon and this morning about the big topic in the air is what tires Wout was riding and what the skinny was on him. This is not a sponsor endorsement. This is strictly my inner tire tech nerd coming out and being a fan of cross. So nothing endorsed here, but I'm gonna give you the honest truth about what I think. I picked up on it pretty early that he was riding some old Michelin muds. The tires were not the same green that is a usual green on the FMB tires that a lot of people were thinking. And then I started seeing people tweeting about what tires he ride and any details, and I knew that they were going to be Michelin mud tires. Sure enough, some pictures started showing up this morning. He's riding these custom Michelin muds that have shown up before. I started reading some more, come to find out that Niels himself has got quite the stash on old tires like this, and even Sven has a few and a bunch of others. I'm scrolling through the Cyclocross magazine article here, and so for one, straight up tread pattern. The tread pattern is quite a few years old. It's 90s technology, absolutely, and I think it's far inferior to the Dugas that these guys normally ride. The Rhino's got some heavy, deep mud tread to it. It's got good spacing, it sheds mud really easily, and I'd have to say that this tire is gonna be in a losing battle compared to a Rhino for what these guys normally race. And the first thing I'm thinking when I'm reading this article is that this tire was not designed around a tubular. So they bought clincher tires, sent them into Dugas, and then they cut them up and they vulcanized them to a true Doogie casing. So what that's gonna mean is that the tire has way more structure to it, way more just more rigidity. It's gonna have Kevlar in the tread. It's gonna have a thicker rubber casing than a normal tubular would have that comes from Dugas. And I've ridden Dugas in previous seasons, and I kind of am familiar with the way that the tire works. That I've pulled the tread off before and wanted to inspect them, and there's nothing but a thin piece of rubber there. There's no Kevlar to it. It tears actually somewhat easily too. So it's a very delicate tire. And scrolling through the Cyclocross magazine guys, they're all writing, and they're on the same basis that I am, is that when the tread has that much more structure to it, that much more Kevlar built into it, you're gonna increase your puncture protection tremendously. And I think that's where the world champ, Wout, really knocked it out of the park, is he's got crazy good tires for the conditions. Better tires than anybody else out there, because anybody riding a traditional tubular is gonna have this super supple, light, really flexible, high TPI tire that's also really low on the puncture proof scale. So he's mixing the two categories perfectly. He's getting good puncture protection with the extra Kevlar. He's getting crazy high TPI. It's obviously going to be a bit of a back and forth tug there, but he's still going to get the classic Doogie feel that so many people lust after. However, this guy over here, not a fan. I like tires that have way more structure. I like tires that have a bit of a rigidity factor to them. I run way higher pressure than most racers do as well, because I rely on the tire and its structure so much more in turning versus kind of goosing it through the turn and then getting on the gas super hard. Number 2 point, tire pressure. I've always thought these guys run, Belgians, but in all the Euros in general, and even guys in the US that go back and forth to Europe a lot, and there's a large percentage of US racers that think the same way. Disagree, nothing against them. I'm probably the goofy odd guy out here, but I do not like low tire pressure. I don't like when the tire folds on itself. I don't like when you get that sort of rolling sensation underneath you. I feel like it's actually a loss of traction. I like it when the tire holds its structure. I like it when the knobs bite into the ground and keep kind of just gripping. I heard someone throw out there was 1.4 bars, and that's like 20 PSI, 21 PSI. And for guys that ride as hard as they do and weigh, I feel like somewhat similar to me, between like 140 and 160 pounds, that's pushing the envelope, I think, way too much in rocky conditions and what sounds like to be a pretty sharp ground surface that they're racing on out there. They're taking a delicate tire, running it at extremely low pressure on an extremely hard surface, and that's going to send the puncture possibility through the roof. Maybe Wout picked the tire for that exact reason. maybe picked it for the tread reason. I don't know why he raced on the tire in Tabor, but I can almost guarantee he raced on the tire here because of the puncture protection, and I think it was a super smart move. Good on you, buddy. I think he picked the winning move. He didn't flat at all. One last thing I would say though, as I'm sitting here talking and I'm thinking, that tire isn't far superior because of its green mud traction silica rubber that it has and it's known for. He didn't flat, and the only reason why he didn't flat is because he took a clincher tire, cut it up and glued it to a tubular. So you've got double the protection. My own opinion, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Also on Facebook, if you guys are watching it, type, let me know what you thought. It's not a Tech Talk Tuesday, it's just a Monday afternoon video. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. It's gonna be over and out for the day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.